The hip-hop world is about to be shaken like never before. Boosie has stepped forward with explosive revelations about Kodak Black, shedding light on a shocking 2021 scandal that fans and insiders never saw coming. For years, whispers circulated behind closed doors, rumors about hidden betrayals, and incidents that were buried beneath the surface of the rap scene. But now, Boosie is putting it all on the table, exposing details that could change how the industry and the streets view Kodak Black forever. What makes this story even more shocking is that it isn't just about one incident. Multiple victims are now being mentioned, and their stories are surfacing for the first time. Each account paints a picture of a feud that runs deeper than social media arguments or rap battles. It's personal, intense, and full of consequences. Fans are reacting across platforms, speculating on every move, every post, and every subtle diss that may have led to this moment. In this video, we'll break down exactly what Boosie revealed, why it matters, and how Kodak Black is responding or avoiding the fallout. From leaked messages to insider commentary, we'll connect all the dots and show you the full scale of the scandal that rocked 2021 and continues to echo through the rap world today. Buckle up, because the story you're about to hear isn't just drama, it's a major shakeup that could redefine loyalties, reputations, and careers in hip-hop forever. Boosie's revelations about Kodak Black have sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. Fans have been dissecting every word, clip, and social media post, trying to piece together the full story. It's clear that what happened in 2021 wasn't just another minor feud. It involved multiple individuals, each with their own account of events, creating a tangled web of conflict and drama. These revelations are now forcing both fans and insiders to reevaluate how they view Kodak Black, and the ripple effects are being felt across the music industry. The first shock came when Boosie directly named Kodak Black in a recent interview, suggesting that his actions had gone far beyond the usual rap beefs. While the details were carefully framed, the implications were clear. This was a scandal that involved more than just words. It had serious consequences for those involved. Social media immediately erupted, with fans taking sides, speculating about the identities of the victims, and debating the credibility of the claims. The intensity of the reaction highlighted just how deeply the incident resonated within the hip-hop world. Insiders who have followed both artists closely note that this feud is the culmination of years of tension, rumors, and unspoken rivalries. Kodak Black has had his share of controversies in the past, but this particular revelation adds a new layer of scrutiny. It's not just about his actions, it's about the way those actions affected others, and how long the consequences went unnoticed. Boosie's willingness to speak openly has shifted the narrative, making it impossible for anyone in the industry to ignore. Among the most surprising aspects of the story are the multiple victims who are now being mentioned. While Boosie didn't reveal every detail, his hints have been enough to spark intense curiosity. Fans are theorizing about who was affected, how, and why it took so long for these accounts to surface. The sense of betrayal and controversy has created a whirlwind of conversation, with social media platforms flooded with posts, comments, and reaction videos. Some are defending Kodak Black, others are supporting Boosie, and many are simply trying to understand the full scope of what happened. This isn't just a story about two artists, it's a story about accountability, influence, and the consequences of actions in a world where everything eventually comes to light. Boosie's decision to publicly expose these events has ignited debates not only about the individuals involved, but also about broader questions in hip-hop culture. How do personal decisions impact professional reputations? How much should the public know? And what responsibility do influential artists have toward those they interact with or affect? The fallout is already shaping up to be massive. Interviews, podcasts, and social media commentary have all been dominated by discussions about the Boosie Kodak revelation. Every new clip or post adds fuel to the fire, increasing tension and speculation. Some argue that this could permanently alter Kodak Black's standing in the rap community, while others see it as a test of resilience and public perception. Either way, it's clear that the story is far from over, and the audience is hungry for every new update. From a broader perspective, this incident highlights the intricate dynamics of the hip-hop world. Rivalries, loyalty, reputation, and influence all intersect, and when a figure like Boosie speaks out, it carries weight. It's not just entertainment, it's a reflection of how decisions and actions can resonate across communities and impact careers. In this case, the revelation has opened doors to conversations that might never have happened otherwise, bringing hidden conflicts into the spotlight. For fans who've followed both artists, the story also represents a clash of personalities, ideologies, and approaches to the music industry. Boosie has always been outspoken, unafraid to call out behavior he sees as wrong, while Kodak Black's history includes both triumphs and controversies that have defined his public image. The intersection of their histories, combined with the timing of these revelations, creates a perfect storm for attention, discussion, and debate. While much of the narrative is still unfolding, one thing is clear: the ripple effect is global. Social media analysis shows spikes in engagement from fans worldwide, with hashtags, discussion threads, and reaction videos multiplying rapidly. Each new angle, whether from interviews, leaks, or fan speculation, adds layers to the story, keeping it in public consciousness and increasing the stakes for all involved. Behind the scenes, industry insiders are weighing in cautiously. Managers, label executives, and collaborators are all assessing how this revelation might affect future projects, partnerships, and public perception. Boosie's disclosure could impact ongoing contracts, collaborations, or even tour plans. Meanwhile, Kodak Black's team is reportedly strategizing their next moves, attempting to mitigate the damage while maintaining a public image that appeals to fans and supporters. It's also notable how media coverage has amplified the story. From hip-hop blogs to mainstream outlets, journalists are dissecting every statement and providing context for a broader audience. The narrative is being framed not just as a personal feud, but as an insight into accountability, celebrity influence, and the complex relationships that define the modern rap industry. Each report, article, or video further fuels discussion, ensuring the story remains top of mind for fans. As we continue to follow the fallout, one can expect more revelations to surface. Boosie has set a precedent by speaking out, and it's likely that others connected to the events of 2021 may also come forward. Whether new witnesses, collaborators, or victims, each new account has the potential to reshape public understanding of the scandal and alter the narrative surrounding Kodak Black. The anticipation is palpable, and the story remains fluid, with developments unfolding daily. In conclusion, the first part of this saga establishes the gravity of Boosie's revelations and the immediate impact on Kodak Black's reputation. With multiple victims now mentioned, the ripple effects of this disclosure extend far beyond a simple feud, touching on industry relationships, fan perception, and broader cultural discussions. The story is just beginning, and the next phase promises even more insight, reaction, and potentially explosive consequences that could redefine careers and legacies in the hip-hop world. As the dust began to settle from Boosie's explosive revelations, the hip-hop community started to dig deeper. Fans weren't satisfied with surface-level drama. They wanted details, context, and answers. Social media was flooded with speculation, each clip, each post dissected to figure out the extent of Kodak Black's alleged involvement in the 2021 scandal. Forums, Twitter threads, and Instagram comment sections became arenas for debate, with supporters of both artists voicing their opinions passionately. This wasn't just entertainment, it was a cultural moment, showing how deeply the personal actions of hip-hop stars can resonate with the public. Industry insiders also began weighing in. People close to both Boosie and Kodak Black spoke on condition of anonymity, hinting at more behind-the-scenes conflict that hadn't yet reached the public eye. There were rumors of private messages, meetings, and interactions that painted a complex picture of loyalty, betrayal, and unspoken agreements gone wrong. These revelations didn't just make fans curious, they placed pressure on other artists, collaborators, and even labels to respond or take sides. In hip-hop, alliances are everything, and when a figure as influential as Boosie steps forward, it shifts the balance of power in an instant. The identities of some of the newly mentioned victims began to surface, sparking intense debate. Who were they and how were they affected? The answers were fragmented, with each account adding nuance to the story. One fan commented, "This isn't just drama, this is a lesson in accountability." Indeed, the multiple perspectives made it clear that the fallout wasn't limited to one-on-one conflict. It rippled across communities, fans, and industry networks. Every new piece of information raised more questions than answers, keeping the public hooked and eager for updates. Meanwhile, Kodak Black's reaction, or lack thereof, added another layer of intrigue. Unlike Boosie, who appeared candid and unfiltered, Kodak remained mostly silent, letting speculation fill the void. This silence fueled rumors, with some claiming it was a strategic move to protect his image, while others interpreted it as avoidance or guilt. Either way, the absence of a direct response only intensified fan engagement, with debates spilling over into live streams, podcasts, and viral reaction videos. Boosie, on the other hand, doubled down. His social media posts hinted at more revelations to come, suggesting that the story was far from over. Fans were left wondering, what else could he reveal? Was there more damning evidence that had been hidden for years? The suspense created a perfect storm for ongoing coverage and content creation, as news outlets and YouTubers scrambled to analyze every new statement and clip. It wasn't just a story, it had become a narrative unfolding in real time, with the audience as active participants. The ripple effect also reached collaborations and projects. Some artists reportedly reconsidered partnerships with Kodak Black, fearing association with the scandal, while others saw an opportunity to distance themselves strategically. In hip-hop, reputation is currency, and one misstep, or even association with controversy, can have long-lasting consequences. Boosie's revelations, therefore, weren't just a personal strike. They had real-world implications for careers, contracts, and industry relationships. The emotional toll on those involved was also evident. Interviews and posts suggested frustration, betrayal, and anger. Boosie's tone conveyed a mix of indignation and urgency, while those close to Kodak Black seemed caught between defending him and acknowledging the gravity of the accusations. This tension highlighted a critical point. The story wasn't simply about public perception, it was about real human relationships, trust, and accountability. The drama wasn't manufactured, it was lived, experienced, and being processed in real time by all parties. In addition, social media influencers and commentators began shaping the narrative further. Viral TikToks, Instagram stories, and YouTube reaction videos amplified the story, dissecting each claim and statement. Fans engaged not just as passive viewers, but as participants, creating memes, threads, and debates. The collective attention magnified the story, ensuring that it remained a trending topic across platforms. Every time a new detail emerged, the cycle of discussion restarted, keeping Boosie and Kodak Black at the center of hip-hop discourse. The intersection of past incidents and present revelations became increasingly significant. Boosie's statements linked back to events from 2021, highlighting patterns, decisions, and moments that had been overlooked or forgotten. This retrospective approach allowed fans to connect dots, reconsider earlier assumptions, and evaluate Kodak Black's actions with a new lens. It wasn't just about the present, it was about understanding the chain of events that led to the current fallout, adding depth and context to what might otherwise be seen as typical rap drama. From a broader perspective, this saga reflects the intricate dynamics of celebrity culture. Accountability, public scrutiny, and influence are intertwined, and the Boosie Kodak Black story underscores how these forces operate. It also highlights the power of social media to magnify disputes, turning private conflicts into public spectacles. In this case, the drama isn't confined to interviews or songs, it's lived on screens around the world, where fans, media, and commentators actively shape the narrative. The story continues to evolve. While Boosie has provided significant revelations, the full scope remains unclear, leaving room for further fallout, reactions, and analysis. This stage of the saga emphasizes how layered and complex the situation is, with multiple parties, victims, and perspectives contributing to a dynamic, ongoing narrative. Fans remain on edge, waiting for the next chapter, while the broader hip-hop community braces for the consequences of these explosive disclosures. As the scandal continued to unfold, the stakes only got higher. Boosie's revelations about Kodak Black weren't just stirring conversation, they were forcing the hip-hop world to confront uncomfortable truths. Fans, media, and insiders were now piecing together a narrative that spanned years, uncovering incidents and actions that had remained hidden until now. What started as rumors and whispers had transformed into a full-blown examination of accountability, trust, and influence in the industry. Social media remained the battlefield. Every reaction video, comment thread, and fan speculation added layers to the story. Clips of Boosie explaining the situation circulated widely, and debates raged over the validity and impact of his claims. Some fans expressed shock at the depth of the revelations, while others defended Kodak Black, suggesting that the allegations might be exaggerated or taken out of context. Yet, the sheer volume of responses demonstrated how much this scandal had captured public attention, making it impossible to ignore. The mention of additional victims only amplified the tension. Each new voice added nuance to the narrative, revealing just how far-reaching the fallout was. These accounts illustrated the human cost of the alleged actions and highlighted the responsibility that comes with influence in the rap world. Boosie's decision to go public forced these stories into the spotlight, ensuring they were acknowledged and discussed, and setting a precedent for accountability within hip-hop circles. Meanwhile, Kodak Black's silence, or careful attempts at damage control, became a story in itself. Analysts and fans debated whether this strategy was wise or detrimental. While Boosie appeared candid and unflinching, Kodak's measured responses left room for speculation. Was he planning a comeback statement, or was he hoping the scandal would fade over time? The uncertainty kept audiences engaged, speculating on the next move and creating a tense, high-stakes atmosphere around the entire saga. Industry insiders indicated that the fallout might affect more than just reputations. Potential collaborations, label relationships, and even upcoming projects could be impacted. The 2021 scandal, now fully exposed, highlighted the delicate balance of alliances and trust in the music industry. Artists, managers, and executives alike were monitoring reactions, assessing the risks, and preparing strategies to navigate the changing landscape. This wasn't just drama, it was real-world consequence. The narrative also sparked wider discussions about ethics, loyalty, and responsibility in hip-hop. Boosie's actions, while controversial, opened a dialogue on how influential figures handle disputes and accountability. What does it mean to expose wrongdoing? How does one weigh personal loyalty against public responsibility? Fans and commentators dissected these questions, turning the scandal into a broader cultural conversation that transcended the original feud. Reactions from other artists further fueled the story. Commentary, indirect references in lyrics, and social media posts suggested that Boosie's revelations had a ripple effect across the community. Some expressed support for his courage, while others subtly criticized the public exposure of private matters. Each reaction added layers to the ongoing discussion, demonstrating how interconnected the hip-hop world is and how one revelation can resonate far beyond its immediate circle. By this stage, the story had become more than just about Boosie and Kodak Black. It was about the dynamics of power, influence, and perception in modern hip-hop. Fans and critics alike analyzed every tweet, clip, and interview for clues about the truth. The ongoing discourse revealed the tension between personal accountability and public image, and highlighted the high stakes of being in the spotlight where every action is magnified. As the saga reached its climax, several key takeaways emerged. First, Boosie's decision to speak out had shifted the narrative, forcing previously hidden events into the public domain. Second, the involvement of multiple victims emphasized the scope and gravity of the situation. And third, the response, or lack thereof, from Kodak Black would shape the ongoing perception of his career and influence in hip-hop. Every move now carried significant weight, and fans were keenly observing to see how it would unfold. Looking ahead, it was clear that this story would continue to develop. Interviews, social media updates, and insider accounts would keep the public engaged, ensuring that the revelations remained relevant. Boosie had set the stage, and the ripple effects of his disclosures were far from over. The feud, the fallout, and the conversations it sparked would likely influence not only the careers of those directly involved, but also the broader culture of accountability in the hip-hop world. In conclusion, the full scope of Boosie's revelations against Kodak Black has created a moment of unprecedented scrutiny. From the initial shock of the 2021 scandal to the current exposure of multiple victims, the story has highlighted the complexities of loyalty, influence, and responsibility in the rap industry. Fans remain divided, insiders continue to react, and the public discourse shows no sign of slowing down. This saga is a reminder that in hip-hop, actions have consequences, and when someone chooses to speak the truth, the effects can be far-reaching and life-changing. Boosie's move has not only exposed a scandal, but also sparked a broader conversation about accountability in music, loyalty among artists, and the delicate balance of power in the industry. As reactions continue to pour in, one thing is certain: the story of the 2021 Kodak Black scandal, revealed by Boosie, will be remembered as one of the most talked about moments in recent hip-hop history.